Testing, hot outbound call, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to hear?
Are you ready?
Make the approach. Plant your feet firmly in the ground. Head down. Eyes on the ball. Relax. That's it. Get your left arm straight. Your right arm straight. Relax. Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time, with the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Kingfish Levinskys of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
Hey, John, will you check with the garage or find out what's happened to my car?
The only long one. Oh my God!
Show's over.
No. Thank you. Good night, and we're done. In the books, the only discussion-based podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive studios in downtown Clifton, New Jersey. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts, and if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review. Our home base is the Non-Productive site, which is Non-Productive.com/honeymooners. Don't forget to like our Honeymooners podcast Facebook page and our Twitter. What's happening, Lou?
Joe, number 45.
Yes.
And it could be only one person we can mention, and that is Bob Gibson.
The great Bob Gibson. Who just
passed conveniently for us.
Yeah.
He didn't wait for us to mention him. He gave us a week.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, he did. Bob Gibson, unbelievable 1968 season.
He was part of the reason why they lowered the mound.
They lowered the mound and the strike zone. The strike zone was armpit to knee, and they lowered it
to what? Chest,
to chest, like the chest letters.
Right.
The letters. And they did. They lowered the mound from 15 to 10.
Wow!
Because it was a crazy pitcher's season.
Him and Koufax.
It was actually in the American League. Louis Tiant had a 1.60 ERA.
He was pitching back then.
Oh yeah, for Cleveland.
Oh wow!
Yeah, for
I
Cleveland.
only remember him watching.
You watched
him
him, I
with
guess, with the Red Sox. No, he was with Cleveland Indians before that. Yeah, and Denny McLain won 31 games that year.
Oh my God!
And here's your little trivia. Prior to Denny McLain winning 31, who was the last pitcher to do it? Win 30 games. I'll give you a hint.
Oh, a tyke. What do you call it?
I'll give you a hint. Spaghetti.
Before him?
Before Denny McLain.
Right.
Who was the last pitcher to win 30 games in a season? Your hint is spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Oh, Ronzoni?
Shut up, Dizzy Dean, and eat your spaghetti.
Oh, Dizzy Dean. Nice tie-in.
Here you go.
Nice tie-in.
Yep.
Because, there's some people going, I don't like baseball. Stop talking about baseball. But nice tie-in to bring it all around.
Yep.
Very good.
And this was for old Bob Gibson.
Very, very nice.
Unbelievable pitcher.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Well, listen, before we get started with the show, we have a brand new and our only first sponsor. Yes. So, we want to thank, it's Silk City Hot Sauce.
Yes.
All right. And the reason why I said Kingfish Levinsky is because it's Jeff Levinsky is the owner of Silk City Hot Sauce, and he's a raccoon.
Yes, he is.
He's a listener, and not only is he a listener and now a friend, his old man was one of the original Ralph members. Yes.
Yes, he was.
And he had some stuff in his house. The
dining room set.
The dining room set from the 60s show was in his house.
Yep, he had it.
Sitting in his garage, and they ended up sending it to some museum.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna have him tell the story. We'll do a pre-recorded interview or whatever, and we'll have him call in. But Silk City Hot Sauce. Yep. I've already, he sent me some, and I'm not a hot sauce guy per se, but I really enjoyed the Taco Fiesta. I've actually put it on stuff. But Silk City Hot Sauce. You go to silkcityhotsauce.com, okay? And when you purchase the stuff, when you go to your cart, there'll be a coupon code at the in the checkout, and you put RX.
Easy to remember.
Yep.
RX.
You can't forget RX in the coupon code, and you'll save yourself 15%, and you get a free bottle of cherry sriracha.
That's 15%.
What'd I say?
No, you said 15, but it sounded like 50.
Oh, 15%. Yeah. I don't need
They'll
somebody
be screaming.
Yeah, they'll be screaming. Yeah.
You said 50.
Yeah.
And it's only 50.
But it's some of the products they have, like Mango Madness, Taco Fiesta, the Hot Experiment, Killer Hot, the Dragon, Smokin', the Goddess, and Chipotle. And I think there's even more.
Yeah, there is.
But yeah, please, silkcityhotsauce.com and put RX in the coupon code and get 15% off. And he's actually a Jersey guy.
Yes, he is.
Living way up in Vermont
somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
From Patterson.
Yeah. He must have taken that new road they made to go to Tibet.
When they went to Tibet,
Tibet,
they made a little exit going into Vermont.
Yeah. So instead of it taking 10 hours to get there, it was only 5. Saved them 5 hours on the trip. But thank you, Jeff, for being our first and new and first sponsor.
Yes.
SilkCityHotSauce.com. All right. So let's get on with the show.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 45. Let's get it going.
Number 45. Let's get going here. All right. So the first thing we want to do is let me get to the. I hate doing this. I should be more prepared, but I'm never prepared.
Makes our show.
Yeah.
Unpreparedness.
Yeah. I'm sure they we always said that the drinking game should be whenever we say the word iconic. Oh, you know what? Before we get into that, I'm sorry. I have a new iTunes review.
Oh, a review. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I forgot to mention it. Here we go. This one is "You're Beautiful," right? And
Very
this is
attractive.
from Murph the Surf.
Ooh, right.
Hey, Murph. Let's see. Great. Joe and Louie bring the fun to every show, and if you love the Honeymooners, this is the podcast for you. I am rewatching and rediscovering this wonderful and iconic. Take a drink.
Go.
That's what he says. Take a drink. Get your hat and get over to this podcast and enjoy the fun.
Go, Murph.
Murph the Surf. Thank you, my friend. Beautiful. So don't forget to put in, do a nice review, and then we'll read it on the air.
Yeah.
But let's get going now,
Yeah.
and here we go.
And now, the Honeymooners podcast presents
It's not in the top hand drawer.
the Flub of the Week.
Way to start the show.
The lovely Joe Fernandez.
God,
All right,
man.
so now this flub is, we don't get too many from her.
No.
It's from Alice, the great Audrey Meadows. And this is from the episode with Joe Frensterblau.
Yes.
Which I think is Head of the House. Is it Head of the House?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I think
Head of the House.
Yep,
Yeah,
Head of the
that's
House.
it.
And this is Alice's flub. And here it is.
Ralph, do you know what time it is?
Yeah, it's a little after 11.
You're right. It's 3 hours after 11.
It's a great show.
Do you realize, Ralph, that you've been out almost every single night this week? And I stay alone at home here alone while you're out at that crazy lodge having fun with the fellas.
Fun with the fellas.
Fun with the fellas.
Now, the
dusty
flub.
out in that hall.
Dusty out in that hall. Oh, that dusty out in that hall. That's fantastic. But now with this flub,
Yeah.
like we were talking about it, and it's a flub that she didn't have to correct herself.
Exactly. She really didn't.
Right.
And it's not like we laugh at a lot of flubs.
Right.
It's kind of not a funny flub. It's just it's coming from her who you least expect to flub. So that's what makes it not part of it not fun, being funny.
Right.
But like you just said, Joe, she could have continued on in her mistake.
Right.
And got herself right out of that line.
Yeah, I'm out here home alone while you're out
having fun with
the fellas.
Right.
And And that's what proved how much of a perfectionist she was.
Because that wasn't probably the script line. The script
That
line is
probably-
where when she corrected herself.
Right.
That was probably the script
That
line.
must have been it, yeah.
Alone at home.
Alone at home.
Right.
While you're out with the fellas.
Right.
And I'm home alone.
Alone, yeah.
At home alone. Home
alone at home.
Alone at home.
It's the same thing. She could have
It's conveying the same message.
Yeah, she could have just went on with it. She would have got out of it. Nobody would have noticed
Nobody
anything.
would have,
Except
but
us
for her,
65
years later, us. But with her, that's what she needed to do.
Yes, because
she needed to fix it.
Because she knew the script. And
yeah.
according to them, she knew everybody's line in that script. So.
Yep. And the
great Audrey Meadows.
Yeah, it's not like she was like, and you're gonna need a new nurse, you know, she didn't mumble her way out of it. She corrected herself, which was fine. You know, it doesn't ruin anything. And like you said, it's not a hilarious flub.
No, it's not hilarious.
Like
it's not like Mr. Douglas. You know, I mean, come on, it's not.
But that's what was so great about her, and it's even proven right there.
Yeah.
That she was like, in her head for that
that's
second.
not the script.
Not the script. Nope. At home, here alone.
Yep.
And you're out having fun with the fellas.
Fun.
And by the way, that other joke is a great. You know, it's only a little after 11. Yeah, it's 3 hours after 11. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
I got up to get some milk. I like the pajamas you're wearing. I was like, that's another great joke.
Oh yeah,
with the he's got the raccoon.
Yeah, I love the
Admiral Dewey sword. I love the pajamas you're wearing.
The pajamas you're wearing.
The great Audrey Meadows.
Yeah. All right. So, we are going to go into another one of our
bits.
I guess you would call it. Yeah.
Bit,
Right.
Yeah.
And I just love this man's voice. Here we go.
So that's why Joe plays it.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of this guy.
Then he's Louie to do this. Podcast. So if I just talk over it, right? It's
I wouldn't send a night out on a dog like this.
and I won't.
Don't you get it? I wouldn't send a night out on a dog.
I love that part where he says that.
No, I don't get it. I don't think it's funny.
Jokes.
But I'll
that
talk over
didn't
that part
get
so I don't have to hear this voice.
that they deserve.
And then we get this.
I heard him.
There we go. Beautiful. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to start the bit from here.
I heard him.
That's how I'm going to do it from now on. And you people better understand what the bit is because I'm not listening to my voice anymore. All right? Like
So
Louis will.
just to say that we'll get back to that thing where you play the thing with the way he says "night on a dog." I love the way that little pause in there. It's
Yes.
great. It's great. Oh God,
A night out on a dog.
oh my God.
But now we have a joke. And again, and now this, you know what? There's a theme going on here. And you'll understand what the theme is. And once we do it right here. This is the joke that didn't get any love, right? And it's from the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which we hardly ever use in this because we save that episode for certain special things.
Right,
but we're going to use it here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we need it.
And you'll see what the theme is with these first two bits. And here it is. And he's obviously
Putting tinsel on the tree. It's just Art Carney being Art Carney.
What's the matter with you anyway? Phew, what a grouch. Compared to you, Scrooge was a holiday playboy.
All right.
Yeah, so
Compared to you, Scrooge was a holiday playboy. Now, here's the connection. Louis makes a great point about this joke. It's not that good of a joke.
Not that good of a joke. It's just
And
not.
The premise of the joke is good.
Yes.
Like, compared to you, Scrooge was it could have been a bunch of different things.
It could have been
a holiday
playboy. We were talking before the show. Joe, we're saying, I said, Joe, this don't fit.
Right. And I'm
Holiday
thinking
playboy?
I'm thinking the only reason they did that was they wanted to use like a holiday theme in it.
Could be, yeah.
But you didn't need to.
You didn't need to.
You already have Scrooge.
Exactly.
It's Christmas.
Uh-huh.
You have Scrooge.
Right.
Grouch. What a grouch.
Grouch.
And you
Ralph.
could have used any either
Any other comparison?
A generic person that is like very joyous or whatever, or even because they used modern day pop culture type of things. And they could have used somebody who was notoriously like I said, Red Skelton.
Red Skelton, funny, happy guy, great person.
Right. But they didn't, and I think they used Holiday Playboy because they wanted to keep with the holiday theme.
Spirit,
and
you
know what?
Have to.
I think they overthought it.
Yeah, you did.
And I didn't.
No, you didn't. I mean,
they did.
You need a new nerd.
You'll be needing a new nerd. New joke.
No, but we were talking. It just does not fit. Right. And the word holiday Playboy, like what? What is exactly is a holiday Playboy?
Now it might have been a reference that they understood back then,
maybe,
but apparently it didn't go over well
back then either.
They didn't laugh at that either. They got nothing. They didn't do too good in the holiday Playboy joke either.
See, now the part 2 you're talking about when you played the tinsel part where Norton's decorating the tree, and it's basically just showing the difference between Ralph and Ed.
Right.
You know, the Scrooge, Ralph, and Ed being the holiday Playboy.
Yeah. I don't know which holiday they were talking about, but apparently he was a Playboy on some other holiday besides Christmas.
So that's that.
And and the comparison that I just realized is the flub, and also the joke. Like we say, the jokes that we think didn't get the love they deserved. Right. This joke got exactly what it deserved.
Exactly. Right. Nothing. It was just poorly written.
Yeah.
And it's
the premise is great. Like, compared to you, Scrooge was,
like,
boom, it could have been
somebody,
a bunch of different things.
Really the happiest person in the world at that time.
Kelly, was it?
Emma Kelly.
Emma Kelly.
Exactly.
Could have been the clown. Could have been something.
Anybody. Like you see, you said the Red Skelton thing is great. That's a great comparison.
He was popular at the time.
Oh, it was a top show.
Yeah.
Him and Perry Como.
Right.
Compared to you. Scrooge is Perry Como.
Perry Como. Who was on a holiday playboying it around or something. But yeah, so the flub and that were both things that really weren't funny.
No.
But it's a great way to just see things and see what happened. And obviously lunatics doing this, 65 years. Yeah, so we dissect. Couple of surgeons. I'm sterile. I'm sterile.
Stop with the sterile stuff.
Yes. All right. So now we're gonna go to this is gonna be a combo, folks.
Oh yeah, our next bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a combo. All right, and which don't be confused with Mambo. And we're actually very. Can we just mention it real quick?
Go ahead.
We got to mention our pal Ted, who does the
Odd Couple
1049 Park Ave
Odd Couple
podcast.
Yes,
who we love dearly. Right, one of the regulars, one of those regular guys who always, just great supporter. In an email, just told us that he doesn't like the Mambo episode. And I just want to say, yes, we're finished. Done. I want nothing to do with you. When I come down the street, get on the other side. And we were discussing it like you could say it's not your favorite episode.
Right. There's a lot of that aren't.
But when you're like, it's almost in every Funny Money and Mambo are almost in everybody's top 5.
Blabbermouth
and Matter of Record. But they're almost always in the top 5. And Ted
I'll give you top 10. I'll give you top 10.
Even top 10.
Give me top 10.
Ted's a great guy.
Oh, God,
you know what I mean? We're just having fun with him.
Because that's what we do.
We're having fun with the fellas.
Fun with the fellas.
Fun with the fellas. Fun with the fellas. Why? Mambo stinks. How can it be fun with the fellas? But so this is a cute way for us to break his chops a little bit and also promote his show, which is a very fine podcast.
Very good podcast.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the Odd Couple, check that out.
Excellent podcast.
But you, the applicant, is a bum. All right. How long have I known Ted? Too long. All right. Let's get into the. We're gonna go. This is a duel. All right.
Yeah.
And you'll
so
see.
You're gonna play 2 intros, Joe?
No, we'll do one and then we'll do the other.
Okay,
yeah, because then we're gonna go. But it's for the same clip.
Right. Okay. Good.
All right. Here we go. This one here.
Get my notes here.
And now, from the observation deck overlooking the Johnson Building at 328 Chauncey Street, the Honeymooners podcast presents Louie's Observations.
Louie's Observations. All right. So now, this is from
Can I say it, Joe?
Go ahead, say it.
Dial J.
Dial J. I really want to punch you right in the
Right in the
mouth.
throat.
Dial J. Oh yes, we're gonna watch.
Well,
we're
you
gonna watch
noticed
that
I-
episode T-Wrapped.
T-Wrapped.
Yeah, T-Wrapped.
T-Wrapped.
No, it's Trapped. But yes,
You
this is
noticed-
from Dial J.
Yes.
And this is a Louis observation and a whatever happened.
Whatever happened to him.
Kind of all mixed into one.
You can play a clip or no?
Yep.
Okay.
I
good.
got it.
All right.
Here we go. And it's both from this clip, but we're gonna play both.
We'll play both. Yeah.
yeah.
Here we go.
Oh. Hello there, Mr. Camden. I hear you had a little bit of trouble in the cellar this morning.
I love the way he says
Well,
that.
I don't want to say anything about it. It's a mere bag of shells. I don't know why everybody's making such a fuss about it. And it wasn't my fault in the first place. By the way, I'm glad you come up here, Mr. Johnson, because I have some bad news for you. Unfortunately, I'll have to give up my job as janitor here. Not because I'm incapable, but only because it makes a few demands on my leisure time that I can't afford.
Leisure, yes.
However, I don't want you to be panicky because until you get another janitor,
Don't get panicky.
I'll keep on at the job taking care of everything.
Don't do that. It's very nice of you to be so thoughtful, but as a matter of fact, I've already found another janitor, and in fact, he's already on the job.
And we all know what
No,
it
it
is.
is, you know,
Norton comes
walks
in,
in
and and Norton's the new janitor.
New janitor.
So here is Louis' observation. Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Johnson
Yeah.
never fired Ralph.
Nope. Never
He
fired
just-
him.
Never, because Ralph's actually quitting in
Right.
front of him.
Right. And he called up Johnson.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like Johnson said, listen, I'm coming up. I got to talk to you.
Right, no. He said he called him, and then Johnson obviously
Right.
called through the house phone that he's coming up. He got his message that he wanted to see
Yeah. I
him.
wonder what number they dialed.
I don't know. I guess
You know?
one, Ralph, one, he's,
yeah.
or O, he's,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's the main guy.
Bensonhurst Tree.
Tree.
Yeah, that was it. Bensonhurst Tree.
So,
But he never said, listen, I got to come up and talk to you.
yes,
He just-
and never officially fired him. He
Yeah.
hired Norton.
Yep.
Before he fired Ralph.
Absolutely. He pulled shenanigans
Yep.
on Ralph. And and which is look, I understand Ralph did a terrible job.
Yeah, horrible.
Until that thing happened
That
in the
thing-
basement.
basement.
I don't think he was doing that good of a job to begin with.
No, he wasn't. He couldn't
No.
fix his own house.
Yes.
He's fixing
Yeah.
long sinks in Mrs. Monicotti's house. And,
Yeah, going into people's
stealing
ice
boxes.
Don't be a Weisenheimer. Who was that? Do you know who?
Miss Fogarty?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Don't
think
be a Weisenheimer,
Miss
Mrs. Fogarty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he hired Norton, and he didn't even fire him. And the other reason he found out is because he asked him to come up because he was going to quit.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
he's on the floor right now. On the job right now.
He's out on the job right now.
I'll send them right
Send him right over.
And what does Ed Norton do?
What did Norton? He does something he never ever does. He knocks.
He knocks.
And then he said, "Come in," and he knocked
Like
again.
again. He was waiting for
and
it
he
to-
said, "Come on in." And it was like, when does Norton ever knock?
He
But
knocked once when trapped, when the door's locked.
when the door's locked.
That
yes.
was it.
Yeah. Oh, he also in one time in the Bensonhurst bomber because he.
Oh, because Ralph had the door locked.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, he had the door locked.
Apparently,
Yeah.
because he was scared of
scared. He was
he was scared of Harvey,
Harvey.
even though it was still 2 hours before the fight. Like,
Yeah,
why is he
like,
coming up to your house?
Yeah.
All right, let's save that for
All right,
another
you
day,
get another-
obviously. Have some more fun with the Bensonhurst bomber.
Joe.
But yeah, and because I think Ed Norton was working and he was professional.
Yes.
And he wasn't just going to bust in and, do his thing.
Wearing the same hat Ralph had on, the Martin's Paint hat.
Martin's Paint, which somebody brought
Somebody wrote it. Was that in a email? I believe.
Yes.
It wasn't on the website. It was in an email.
I think it was
an
an email.
Yeah, somebody wrote about
Was
Martin's
it-
Paints, and it was actual store.
up.
I remember
Norm?
Martin's.
Was it Norm?
No, somebody else. I think it was somebody new.
Okay.
And Martin's Paints. I actually remember Martin's Paints
It sounds familiar.
because they used to advertise on the radio in the 70s. So I was always hearing commercials in the New York area here, Martin's Paints. So
And
was
wasn't it
actually-
Joe Franklin or something, you guys? When I was reading your email.
Yes,
Something with
Joe Franklin. Yeah, Joe Franklin used to. It was one of his sponsors.
One of his
He had
sponsors.
like those big sponsors, like we do. He had like Hoffman Soda and Martin's Paint. Okay, way to go there, Joe Franklin.
And we also have Benny's Rugs.
Benny's Rugs, yeah.
So it's a. But now, what we're now that's Louis' observation, right? And then we're gonna go into where is this one? Let me see. Oh, and here we go.
Yo, that song again.
Haven't heard, I haven't heard this one in a while.
Yeah.
The Honeymooners podcast presents Whatever Happened To. The boys go deep into their shallow minds and try to imagine what would have happened to certain situations in the show if the episode had a to be continued or a part 2. Yeah, I know. Joe and Louie need real jobs.
That's right.
Yeah.
And now here's
Actually, I don't.
Whatever Happened To.
I like being retired.
Yeah, Louis enjoyed it.
I love it.
All right. So now we're doing a Whatever Happened To, and it's the same clip.
Yeah, just went right through.
Yeah. No,
You're going to play. You don't have to play.
you don't have to play.
Yeah,
it
no,
again,
just
right?
play it. Just play it.
Same thing. So
Yeah.
obviously,
See?
Ralph gets
Fired.
without knowing when he goes to quit,
Yeah.
and Norton gets hired.
Now, whatever happened to Norton as the janitor?
I know. Imagine how much stuff he would be able to get now. Free rent,
Free rent,
$150 a month.
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe he could get that water softener.
Yeah, which doesn't actually amount to a lot when you think about it. Even in the conversion, the money conversion,
right?
Because you figure $150 a month is what, $1,500 a month times the 10 times.
Right. Yep.
Not a lot of money. The rent, I figured out Ralph's rent is only like $38. And then now
That's
all
right,
apartments,
'cause I'm thinking of
all apartments aren't probably a little bit more for 2-bedroom,
Right.
or 3-room apartment.
Right.
So Ralph's we figured it out to the 15% increase in the rent. It's $5, and it comes out to
still,
about $38.
But if you're still working your job, you have that money coming in.
Yeah, if
also,
you wanna use it
which
as
I think is the premise of the idea of why he would do it.
But say you're using it as a second job. But if that's your job, it's
Right.
really not a lot.
Yeah, it's
really not.
Yeah,
But anyway.
yeah.
Anyway, so.
But yeah, so Norton.
But Norton, what happened? He shows up with his little toolkit.
Yep, ready to rock and
Ready to
roll.
roll,
And then that was it.
So first of all, you're Norton again. Why aren't you fixing your pipes?
Yeah, exactly. And I love when you said that. Like he doesn't. He had to come down and borrow
the monkey wrench.
the monkey wrench from Ralph, which you made that that thought right before we went. We went on the air. On the air. And which is great. It's like, how does Ed Norton, a guy who works in the sewer, not have a monkey wrench?
And Ralph, of all people, has a monkey wrench.
Yes, he's got a monkey wrench.
You're coming down to borrow from Ralph, and it's not in the top pan
dress pan drawer. No,
Ralph had to go inside. for
Yeah,
that. Even the hammer too, wasn't it? With Carlos Sanchez.
No, the hammer was in the. No, I don't know. I thought.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
to go back
to. I thought that.
Got
I
my
thought
head
it was
spinning
in
right now.
I thought it was in the the top pan dress pan drawer, but I'm not sure now.
Because what are you thanking her for? I'm the one that gave it to you.
Right. I don't know if she.
Oh no, he went and got it.
Yeah, but
I'll get it right for you. I think he goes in the bedroom and gets that too.
Yeah, but I don't think so. Was
Okay,
there,
all right,
so there, I don't think there was a time when just Alice and Ed were with Carlos. I think Ralph was with him the whole time.
All right, maybe you're right. Maybe it wasn't a
I'll
top
get
pan
one
draft pan. Anyway, the monkey wrench isn't. That we know.
Yes.
Everything else is
Yeah.
the monkey wrench.
Monkey wrench is not. But it's a great observation. Like, wait a minute, this is a guy, and you know what? Let's be honest. Norton would make a much better janitor than Ralph.
Yeah, you figure he's working in the sewer. He's
Absolutely.
always talking. He
He's
talked
a
about the tunnel of
handier
love.
man.
He was fixing a leaky
Absolutely.
pipe in the tunnel of love.
More of a
and-
handyman
yeah,
than Ralph.
And like even again, we're gonna go back in Dial J. We're gonna go down even downstairs in the room when he doesn't know how to turn a valve off. You work in a sewer. There's probably valves everywhere.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously it was for the gag.
Yeah, it was,
but
everything is for the gag.
Everything's for the gag. But it just maybe it was just him just turning it too hard or whatever.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know which way to
It
close
closes a valve?
which there's 4 walls,
Four
which
walls.
is a hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I would have never thought of that until I
that's
saw
right.
that. You know, turn it towards a wall. There's 4 walls.
and then from that episode too, this is great. Ralph, it's 7:45. You're gonna be late for work. All right, now me and Joe, we're gonna break this down because let's get this. Let's go through all the schematics here.
Let's get this straight.
All right, Ralph, number one, right, Joe? He's a bus driver.
Yeah, he's a bus driver.
Okay, now we all know that. Everybody knows that.
Right.
What time does this man start his bus route?
If
When
it's
people-
7:45 and he's in Brooklyn and he's got to get to Manhattan, it'll take. We'll be home in an hour and a half. It's like, wait a minute. When did he start? 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock? Really? I mean,
yeah. What is he there for the mad lunch rush?
And I think, too, Norton comes running down, too. He's down there with him.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
Don't
absolutely.
you have to go to work either, too?
Now, Norton could have, maybe he's got different times.
Different time, day off, shift
but
work.
It's
I don't
still
know.
great.
It's so great, Ralph.
It's quarter to 8.
I know it's quarter to 8.
No, you don't know it's quarter to 8. You have no idea it's quarter to 8.
Because even the other one, he sees plenty of people between 8 and 9.
Loads of people between 8
and
9. Yeah.
So, except apparently not today, because he's doing his imitation of 2 pounds of bologna in a 1 pound bag.
Which is another fantastic line from Dial J. Dial J.
My time in Nantucket has done this.
Yes, it really has. I think that's what it was. It's your time in Nantucket that has made you more of the upper crust.
I'm part of the bourgeoisie.
Yeah, I'm surprised you ain't got a place in Park Avenue.
Yeah, it's sore. It's right, caught a cold.
All right. So, what do you think? You want to do? We're at 30.
Oh, we're at 30. Oh,
yeah.
good. We can go. Oh, you want to just do this one little thing?
Maybe we can continue it. We'll do a little piece of it.
We'll just do a list.
A little piece of it, because I still think we can continue. We can make that.
Oh, this could be a bit. There's so many. What we're talking about is I made a list of names that are used several times.
Gotcha.
So the list right now has 33 names that were used multiple times.
And think about this. This isn't you think right away, wow, big deal.
Yeah.
Right? This is 39 episodes.
Yeah.
This isn't 5 seasons
exactly
of a MASH where it's just there's like 30 people that have been in that show completely total. So pretty amazing. But go ahead. You want to do a little bit?
We'll do one here. We'll take one off the list.
Take one right off.
I'll let you try to. This ain't our trivia question, but I'm going to let you try to get a couple.
Okay.
We'll go easy, Joe. What we talked about before the show. We're going to give you all of them. We're going to go with the Freddy/Fred character used how many times? What would you say?
You got Freddie Muller.
Yeah. Okay.
I was about to say Freddie Muncie.
Don't count. Same guy, but don't count.
It's me, Fred.
It's me, Fred.
Wait a minute. Frederick in the on stage
in the play.
In the play, that's right. Frederick. Right.
That's 2.
And isn't
there's one here that's really hard.
Is it the attorney?
Yes, Frederick Carson.
Frederick Carson, the attorney, and then Freddie, Frederick, Fred. I'm thinking the owner of the pool hall is not Fred.
No, it was Harry.
That's Harry. What's the other one?
We have Fred Fay, Big House on Long Island,
Big House on Long
Jack
Island.
Towns.
Yeah.
Fred Fay. We have Fred's Landing.
Fred's Landing!
And Fred's Gasoline Station.
Fred's Gasoline Station!
There's one more. This one is the most difficult. I'll give you a hint. Icky.
Freddie. When she thought it was her ex-boyfriend. And she goes, "Oh, Freddie, he's so icky."
It was Judy Connors'
ex-boyfriend.
Freddie. They couldn't come up with another name. That's seven
different Freds
or Freddies.
In 39 episodes. Wow.
Great.
This is great, dude.
We can
just make this a continuing bit.
Yeah, this is going to be a continuing. Every week we'll do a couple.
And you know what? Maybe if anybody wants to come up with a name for the bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll get an intro for it.
Maybe, yeah. But I know what music we'll use, and I know what voice we're not going to use. I'm going to have to call Fernandez.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to call Fernandez for this.
All right, Joe, cue up the
one
of my favorite intros. Tom, who's our next contestant? Herb, our truck driver from Parsippany, New Jersey. Joe Conti.
All right.
All right, you ready, Joe?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, this is from
Concentrate.
TV or Not TV.
TV or Not TV.
Okay. Ralph's watching that stupid movie. Remember that love movie?
That
dumb love movie?
Yeah.
Who are the two characters in the movie?
Oh, my God. That's insane.
It is. This is tough. This is difficult. This is difficult.
Just give me, because I don't want to drag this out.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you the
initial
of the woman.
Yeah.
All right, it's J. Donald J.
I'm going to guess Judy.
No, close. Julia.
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 And how about the initial for the guy?
H.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Harry.
Got it.
It was Harry. Yes, okay. Yeah. Which is on that list, apparently.
It's on my list, too. Pool room guy and man in the movie.
All right. Awesome.
I love that. Herb. Our next contestant.
All right. Well, listen. Exit.
Exit
Wow.
stage left. Snagglepuss.
Episode, not exit. Episode number 45.
45.
In the books. Thank you, everybody. All of you lunatics that email us all the time, that are on our Facebook. The names are too many to tell. Yeah. I mean, it's so many of you guys. Thank you so much. Also want to thank the Facebook group, the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. Joy and Brother Norton, they allow us to promote on there.
Yes, they do.
And it's a great group. If you're into the Honeymooners, got over 5,000 people in it.
5,000?
Yeah, they got over 5,000. Yeah. I think when I first was on there, it was like 4,000.
Yeah.
But they're great. It's a fun group. They don't insert. They're very, very. She has to submit, and she has to go. You can't just put a post.
No, she will.
Yeah, she has to go over. And there's no. They don't let politics get in there.
No, not at all.
Nothing.
None of that garbage.
Just all about honeymooners. So, but also Brother Norton. He's got his podcast, the Honeymooners Trivia Podcast, and he's got the weekly one. It's the Honeymooners Thursdays Trivia Podcast. And I do my show every Monday night on morelikeradio.com, and it's also on Facebook, called The Conti and Kenny Show. And if you're interested in my comedy, I've been doing comedy about 20 years, and I have my first comedy CD, my first comedy hour, and it's Joe Conti, and it's called Happiness. You can get it on any iTunes, CD, all those places. And I guess that's it.
That's it, Joe.
All right, Louie. Everybody, thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Night all.
Good night. Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.